Imagine being in your early 40s, earning over $360,000 a year, and still feeling like you're behind. That's Jason and Emily, a couple in Cincinnati, Ohio, raising 2 kids, building successful careers, and quietly wondering if they're messing the whole retirement thing up. Emily has a spreadsheet she hasn't opened since Ross and Rachel were on a break.
We were on a break!
And Jason follows whatever financial hack is trending on Reddit. And neither of them has any idea what their monthly spending actually is. Today we're going to find out if they can retire at 60 and 58, fund the retirement lifestyle they want, and take Social Security as early as possible because, quote, we want to get it before it disappears. Let's jump in. Hey everyone, I'm Casey Kraft, a financial advisor with Raymond James. I make videos that walk through real-life financial scenarios so you can see how small decisions around saving, investing, and retirement actually affect your long-term plan. If you like this kind of practical, real numbers content, show some love to the video and follow my channel. It helps more people see it and reaffirms my decision to be a financial advisor instead of a shooting guard in the NBA.
Let it ride!
Okay, maybe I wasn't good enough.
I gotta go shower and do some stuff anyway.
Jason is 44, Emily is 42, they live in Cincinnati, Ohio. OH! Some of y'all are looking at me like an idiot, some of y'all get it. With 2 kids in middle school. Their household income is strong. Jason, $185,000 salary with a $40,000 bonus. Emily, she's got a $138,000 salary, for a total of $363,000 a year. Despite that, they don't feel confident. They feel like they're always playing catch up. In retirement accounts, they have $310,000 in Jason's 401k and $42,000 in his IRA. There's $165,000 in Emily's 401k and $28,000 in her IRA. In their brokerage account, they've got $54,000, and Emily has an ESPP, an employee stock purchase plan, currently with $12,000 in it. They have an emergency fund of $18,000, and their home is valued at $640,000-ish with $387,000 left on the mortgage at a 3.25% interest rate. Here are their debts. They have 2 car loans, one for $27,000 and $19,000, and they have credit cards at $14,800. So their net worth is around $821,000. They're doing significantly better than they think. Here are their goals. They'd like to retire at 60 and 58 with a $110,000 a year lifestyle, spending $20,000 a year on travel, and then $10,000 a year towards their church giving. And they want to take Social Security at 62 because they don't trust it will still be around. For Jason, that's going to be $2,878 a month. For Emily, that's $2,685 a month, for a total of $5,563. Jason contributes 10% to his 401k, plus he gets a 4% employer match. Emily contributes 6% to her 401k and also gets a 4% employer match. They're not currently contributing to IRAs, but in their brokerage account, they're putting in $500 a month into that. Jason is constantly going back and forth on buying a boat. Emily is constantly going back and forth on buying a new husband. Just kidding, they love each other. They really haven't given any thought to college planning for their kids though. Their mindset has always been, it's something they should pay for since their parents did that with them. I respect their opinion, but I disagree. In my opinion, one of the best ways to hedge your child's education costs and setting them up for financial success is opening up a 529 account when they're born and then contributing whatever you can afford in a lump sum right then. $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, and putting it in a growth fund that has a long-term track record. You'd be shocked what that growth could be over 18 to 20 years. I like paying for things as strategically cheaply as possible, and I don't want to be in a position to pay full retail price for their college, or worse, burden them with student loans after. Plus, now I can check that box off in my head's list of responsible things I need to do as a parent, right next to that whole feeding them thing.
Oh my God, I love Chipotle. Chipotle is my life.
If they continue doing what they're doing right now, they can retire, but not at the ages they want and not with the level of spending they want. And taking Social Security early makes the plan tighter. They're not in trouble, but they're also not on the track they think they're on. If you're not sure whether your current plan actually leads where you want it to go, feel free to schedule some time with me using the Calendly link in the description below. We'll walk through your numbers and see how things look specifically for you. All right, let's dive back into their plan. Let's see where Jason and Emily are at right now with their current plan. Let's see what their probability of success is. We'll run 1,000 trials through good markets, bad markets, good timing, bad timing, and they've only got a 29% chance of success. Not good at all. Let's see what changes we can make to get them better odds. All right, so here's their current scenario right here, and I'm going to put together 3 different what-if scenarios. So what if 1, what if 2, and what if we did this 3. Now, with their current investments, they are currently invested at about a little less than a 3, I would say, on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being conservative, 5 being aggressive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change their current investments from where they're at to a 3, which would be a balanced portfolio, a 4, which is balanced with growth, and then a 5, which is a growth portfolio. But then in retirement, let's turn the heat down a little bit and put them in a balanced portfolio, which is a 3 out of 5. So that's going to be something that we change. Let's come down here to their goals. We're going to keep exactly the same. They're going to retire when they want, right? 60 and 58. We're going to keep their living expenses exactly the same. Healthcare costs, we're going to put in their travel, $20,000 a year for 25 years, and then include their church giving as well. We're going to come down here to retirement income. Again, it's very important to them that they start taking it 62 because they just don't trust that it's going to be around. So we're not going to play around with that at all. We are going to keep it right there at 62. And with our current accounts, we're going to change their 401k contribution. So instead of Jason's currently doing 10% into pre-tax, let's change that to 10% Roth. We'll do 11% Roth and then 12% Roth. And for Emily, she's doing 6% pre-tax. We're going to change that to 10%, 12%, and 14%, all 3 making Roth contributions. And then for their brokerage account, right now they're putting in $500 a month or $6,000 a year. So we're going to change that to $10,000, $15,000, and $20,000. And their Roth IRAs, right now they've got traditional IRAs, which is great, but from here on out, we're going to make Roth IRA contributions. Now, they technically make too much to do ordinary Roth IRA contributions, so instead what we're going to do is do the backdoor Roth IRA strategy, which means contributing to traditional, but then immediately converting it to Roth. That way, in retirement, we've now got tax-free income. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Come on, somebody. So we're going to put all those changes in, and they're going to max out those IRAs every single year. So let's see what happens when we make these changes. And let's see. Bum, 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 bum. All right. Hey, that's pretty nice. Now we've got a 60, 66, and 71% chance of success. Much better. Still not exactly where we'd like to be. And I'm asking them, what's the ideal percentage got to be? And they said, well, low or mid 70s, low 80s would probably be the sweet spot for us. So, okay, all right, let's see what we can do. We know that we need to stay more aggressive with their investments before retirement. We're going to keep their goals all exactly the same. Now, we're kind of tight a little bit because they don't want to budge on Social Security. I think their odds would be better if we increased it, but they want to keep it as is, so that's fine. So instead, what we're going to do is, first off, look at this. Did you notice anything with Jason's 401k? We noticed a difference between 10% to 11%, but that total didn't change when we jumped to 12%. Such a keen eye. Look at you paying attention. Well, here's the thing with that. The most that he can put in is $23,500. And when you factor in what his company is matching with, those two amounts combined, the max that it's going to be is $32,500. So we'll just set his 401k to 11%. No need to go any higher than that. And but here's what we're going to do. What's really going to make that change, I hope, is changing what their contributions are to their brokerage account. So instead of 20, 15, and 10, let's change this to 20,000 and this to 25, and let's change this to 30,000. We're going to do the same things with our IRAs, keep those maxed out. Let's see what our chances look like now. Oh, I'm going to be so happy if we can get one of these to 75%. Are we going to do it? Hey, we got there. Look at that. So in our what if 3 strategy, we get a 75% chance of success. They're happy with that. And if they're happy with that, I'm happy with that. So, but let's just recap what that means. So their investments need to be changed from now until retirement to be more aggressive into what we would call a growth strategy, which would be a 5 out of 5. And then we're going to tone it down in retirement. We're going to go down to a 3, take some risk off their plate, still retire at exactly the same on their timeline. Still had the same goals, spending $110,000 when both of them are together. If one of them passes, we're going to trim that down to $75,000. Healthcare costs are covered, travel's covered, giving to their church is covered. Still taking Social Security at 62. Gosh, we are just crushing it right now. And then the changes that they're going to need to be made is for Jason, we just need to change his 401k from 10% pre-tax to 11% Roth. And for Emily, 6% pre-tax to 14% Roth. And then in their brokerage account, we're going to change that. So instead of $6,000 a year going to that, we're going to up that to $30,000. And then they're going to be maxing out their Roth IRAs and not making any more traditional IRA contributions. So again, they're happy with 80%. I'm happy with it. We implement the plan and they're off and running. And remember earlier when I said Emily has $12,000 in her employee stock purchase plan? Well, normally I would bring up possibly contributing to that as an income enhancer, aka buying the stock at the discount and selling it after holding for 1 year. But she's actually not that confident in her company's stock, and frankly, I'm not either. So we've decided to hold off on contributing to that for now. But once I walk them through everything, their numbers, their trajectory, and how certain choices affect their future, something clicked. Jason said, this is the first time I've actually understood our financial picture. Emily said, I feel calmer. I finally know what we need to do. Now they can go back to doing what people in Cincinnati, Ohio do best, which is being disappointed with their football team on the reg.
Do it, don't go for it. Oh my God, they're going for it.
I'm just playing. Shout out Bengals Nation. Jason and Emily weren't behind, they just didn't have direction. Once you tie numbers to goals, things usually look very different and much more achievable. If you'd like to have a personal one-on-one with me to go over your plan, click the Calendly link in the description to schedule a call. I'm Casey Kraft, a financial advisor with Raymond James. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless.